Hey there, empowered peeps! In honor of the Barbie movie and in honor of female empowerment everywhere, I'm wearing pink today. Now, this video today is just for the ladies. So if you're one of my male subscribers, I encourage you to tune in to one of my other videos. All right, now back to you ladies. Today we're going to talk about tools, wrenches and pliers to be more specific. Now, I am not implying that women don't know how to use these tools, but often we don't get as much experience and practice with them as we're growing up. And then we grow up to be adults, and then we may be homeowners or need to fix things around the house or single for whatever reason, and we find ourselves that we don't even know what tools to have around the house or how to use them. So this video is for that specific reason. I'm going to share with you several wrenches that you should have around the house and how they're used. And I'm also going to show you a couple of pliers that would be really handy to have around the house as well, and how to use those too. Okay, the first thing we're going to talk about is the groove joint or channel lock pliers. And I have a very large pair of these. And the cool thing is you can slide it down this groove and then make the jaw very, very large to clamp onto something big that you want to adjust. Or you can also keep the jaw very, very small, and then you have this very long lever arm that gives you a lot of power. So that's really a nice feature too. We mothers stand still so that our daughters can look back and see how far they've come. Now, let's talk about adjustable wrenches. All right, this wrench is also called a crescent wrench, but you can see it's called an adjustable wrench because you can use this thumb screw right here to make the wrench bigger or smaller. Therefore, it'll fit on any size bolt, and that is the real great feature of this wrench. Now, this is the strong side of the wrench, so always remember to pull the wrench back toward you using the strength and the lever of the strong side. If you decide to turn the bolt the other way, then turn the wrench over and then continue to pull it back toward you using the strong side. Keep your thumb pressure on the adjustment screw, that way the wrench won't loosen up while you're working. And then if you look really close at this dial, you can see the measurement of the nut that you were just working on. Female empowerment hasn't always been a thing. Ask your mother. Now, let's talk about these locking pliers or vice grips. Okay, this next tool is really awesome. If you've ever encountered a bolt that is stripped and you cannot get it adjusted with a regular wrench, then the vice grip is going to be your best friend. So the tip of it actually gets adjusted back here by this screw, and you open it up big enough to fit on the nut that's stripped. You tighten it down on the nut, and then you take the vice grip off, and then tighten it a little bit more, and then you clamp it down on the vice grip until it locks into place. There you go. Now it's nice and solid. You see that? Now, once it's in this place, you can tighten or loosen that nut however you need to. And then when you're done, you just push on this little lever and that releases the vice grip. All right, let me show you another use for this vice grip. So I have an attachment on my hose that's kind of corroded in place and I can't get it off just by my hand. So I'm going to use the curved inside edge of the jaw of the vice grip. And I already have it clamped into place on one part of the hose. Now I'm going to use another type of pliers and the curved part of that as well. So now that I have them both locked into place, I can stabilize with one and then turn with the other. And then I can easily get those two corroded pieces apart from each other. Then, once I have it unscrewed and loosened up enough, I can unclamp the vice grip, remove that, and then I can just finish off taking off the hose piece with my hands. And voila! Another great feature of these pliers and many other pliers is that they have a wire snip right inside of them. So right in the very beginning of the jaw is a wire snip. So you can use that to cut either wire or even plastic cord. And this is the cord that I use in my weed eater, and this snips it just great. Hey ladies, if you're getting value out of this content, I would love it if you would click like and subscribe, and also hit that little notification bell, because that way you won't miss any of the how-to videos that I put out every week. And also, I have a new button that you'll find below my video. It's called the thanks button. I had to earn that button on my channel by reaching 3,000 view hours, and I just finally reached it. So when you click that thanks button, you get the opportunity to show a little love and a little thanks to the channel, and you can contribute like $2 or more if you want. Any contribution is beneficial toward the channel, and I thank you for viewing and for sharing and for commenting and all the things that you do. Now let's get back to talking about those tools. Now we're going to talk about Allen wrenches. These are also called hex keys or L keys. And as with most any wrench, they come in both metric and standard sizes. So they may come in a little set like this, or in kind of like a pocket knife format, or even on a key ring. But I'm going to show you this one that comes with a piece of furniture. A hex bolt looks like this, and when you're using this type of wrench, you can either use the long side or the short side, depending on the angle that you need. But if it's really a tight screw, then you'll need to turn it around and use the short side. That way you can use the long one as a longer lever arm, which makes your work much easier. So you loosen the bolt using the lefty-loosey form, and then you can take the piece of furniture apart this way. And then, of course, just put it right back together, doing it righty-tighty. Maybe you thought you'd grow up and get married, and then your husband would take care of all of the tools and all of the fixing that needs to be done in the house. But then things changed. But that's life. It's all change. So let's talk about a combination wrench with the box end and the open end, and also a socket wrench. So I have a large socket set that comes with a collection of combination wrenches, Allen wrenches, and socket wrenches, and then also the sockets that go on it. So you choose the appropriate sized socket, put it on this wrench, and then in order to tighten a bolt, you click this lever over to the right. Then you put it on the bolt and you tighten it up like this. I love the ratchet sound. You can also use a combination wrench for the very same task. Now, this is the open-ended side of the wrench, and remember, I'm using the wrench pulling it back toward me, which is using the strong side for the lever. Or you could turn it around and use the box side, and then you can just spin it, which is much easier and quicker to tighten the bolt that way. All right, we have covered several of the really important wrenches and pliers that you should have around your house. If there's some of these that you don't have yet, then you might consider going out and buying some, or I'll put a link in the description so that you can order them on Amazon if you want. And then you'll have them in your toolbox ready to go whenever the need arises. And you'll know how to use them too. I mean, thanks to Barbie, all the problems with feminism have been solved. So I hope you feel confident about all of these tools that we covered today. And if you have any questions, be sure to pop them down in the comments below and I will answer to the best of my ability. But the most important thing is, don't be intimidated by any tools. We can do everything. They're just tools. Now, all tools aside, please remember, you are beautiful and we can do it.